Hello, this is Brian Cummings from Underworlds, and I'm here with another modding tutorial video. In this video, I want to go over how to get started with Launchpad. We have recently updated Launchpad just before the mod jam that we had last week, and it's changed a few things, added some new features, and what I feel is this improved the usability quite a bit. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to first of all create your own new mods and set them up to be able to be published to the workshop using this Launchpad, and then also how to get your existing mods that you've already published to the workshop prior to this patch, and then set it up so that you can publish it to the workshop without having to create a new mod on the workshop. So it should actually publish to the correct place, just like before. So let's go ahead and switch over to my screen here, and you can see I have Launchpad open now, and this is the version that you should be seeing in the next patch. And it is definitely different. As you can see, there's no buttons on the Launchpad here. Mostly this Launchpad is designed to work with modders, and so it's really, you'll see how it opens up new functionality once we actually start loading mods. But first thing I'm going to be doing is just opening, well, you can see we have these basically two buttons and then two that are grayed out. So I can create a new mod, which I'll do in a minute, and open mods. So if I hit open, it shows a list of all the mods that I currently have added to my workshop, or at least to my Launchpad. Right now they have the 3 mod jam mods, and I also have extra entities mod installed. And I've already got that set up, and but you might notice that Gorge Race is not set up, and this is definitely something that I'm still working on here and there. While I'm developing NS2, I'm still working on Gorge Race, and I want to be able to publish to my existing Gorge Race account on the workshop, and so I'll show you how to set that up as well. But currently I don't really have that capability because it's not listed on the Launchpad. However, I can show you, I do have my mod jam project that I was a part of, Lafauche. I don't even know how that's pronounced. The heist wasn't a cool enough name, I guess. But anyway, we will go ahead and open that, and now you can see how it opens up all of these new buttons. These are all specific to the mod Lafauche directory. It has links here for the source and the output files, so I can open up all the source files. You can see how it's this file here in my mod jam folder on my desktop, Michelangelo trunk source, and then all of these files are basically all of the things that I've added to the game. I've added through the source folder, and we have it set up with Subversion so that files that other people update will automatically go into this folder when I update Subversion. And so me personally, I mostly worked in models, players, and enemies, so I created all these files for the characters and materials and all the exported animations and texture files. And those are all currently in my model source in the source folder here. And what that does is, if I have Builder running, normally with Builder you have to set up your settings manually. You actually have to, set it to the right directory, the output folder, and anytime you switch between mods you have to switch that pretty much every time. It's pretty annoying, so I try not to use it as much as possible. But now you can see there actually isn't a settings button. It just closes, and you just have the options to build. That's because it's automatically set the right files. It already knows what the source file is, it already knows what the output file is, so it's going to, all I have to do is tell it to build, and it'll copy any files that aren't already built from the source file into the output. I guess I am currently up to date since we haven't been doing anything to the mods since the mod jam. So there's nothing new to build, and if I just want to play the mod now, I can just launch the game, and this should load straight into the main menu. Seems with the mod loading it actually has slowed it down a little bit, but you can see this is our main menu for Lofausch, and I can go ahead and play the game right now if I wanted to, or I'm just going to exit. And the editor and the viewer and the cinematic editor are also set up to use the files that are in the output folder. So that's actually really cool. The best part is I can also just switch from this mod to Leonardo, and or let's say actually I think I want to try Donatello, and it'll automatically reset builder to, I have to open up another builder to use this source folder and output to the new output folder for Donatello. I don't think I actually have any files built for Donatello, so I'll go ahead and hit build. Oh yeah, this is the wrong one. This is they made custom sounds, and the custom sound files take a long time to build, so I'm just going to go ahead and exit out of Dropbox, and I'm going to switch to Leonardo, which is the Last Stand mod, and run builder for that and build that. So now it's adding all of the files that I don't have built to the output folder. This really isn't that important for new modders who are, you're going to be creating your own new mod. You won't have all of this stuff yet, but kind of showing you some of the functionality of the Launchpad that has changed since the last patch. So it's got a lot of files. It's taken a little while to build. I believe our mod only takes about, or my mod, Gorge Race, takes about 7 seconds to build, but it doesn't really have nearly this many files. It's really chugging my computer right now. But let's see. Oh, one red. That didn't work. Oh, okay, so it's finished. It took 57 seconds. One failed. Let's see which one that is. If I had rebuild. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's exosuit physics. That's probably not really necessary. So let's see if I can run the game now. And again, I don't have to change anything. I don't have to make a different executable to run this mod. I just run it from Launchpad. And again, it does take a few extra seconds to load the main menu when mods are loaded. But here you can see Last Stand main menu. Oh, I thought he had to animate. That's weird. But that's okay. And you can see he's changed like the color of the fonts and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna hopefully be going over a main menu mod tutorial in a future video, since we did do a lot of that for the mod jam, and it's a lot of fun and very easy. So I can do a tutorial for that in a bit. Right now we're just going to, we're just gonna close Launchpad and reopen it from the beginning, and that's basically just closes whatever I have selected as a mod, and now basically I have no mod selected, so I'm going to close that builder as well. So let's say I want to make a brand new mod in this new Launchpad. It's obviously, I probably want to hit this button that says new, and what that will do is create a new mod folder, And let's just keep it as the default right now. Documents, new mod, mod names, new mod. Obviously you can browse, you can change all that, but I'm not worried about it right now. So now I have a new mod just like that. If I look at my source files, you can see I already have all of these folders for my mod. As a default game setup where it's loading these custom mod Lua files. And you can see it's got pretty much empty folders here and everywhere. So this is just set up to help you know where to put your files when you're creating your mod, because it does, a lot of these files need to be in specific places in order to be built correctly. Materials typically that are not for models, like character models and stuff, will go into the material source. Any props or anything like a view model will go into that model source. And then of course maps go here, and Lua needs to go into the Lua folder. So that's pretty straightforward. And that's just basically all you need to do for setting up your mod for the workshop. You can back up to the main folder, and you can see it has output and a source. The output is currently empty. The source is the one we were just in. It also has this preview JPEG, which is just the default image for a mod. You would probably want to change that in order to specialize your mod. This is what would show up in the workshop. And then the mod settings here are very basic. It just tells you where your source directory is. The output directory is, you can actually change these things if you want to, but I suggest just leaving it as it is. Currently don't have a description. Currently name's new mod, and I'm using preview JPEG. I could change that to a different name, but again, I suggest you just leave it as it is. So go ahead and close that, and there's two more buttons to show. Configure. This is straightforward. You can change the title of your mod and description, and this will basically change what is shown in the workshop when you publish it. So I will go ahead and hit the next button, publish, and here you can set it to be private, friends only, or public. So if I were to set it to public and hit publish right now, you would see a new mod on the workshop with basically nothing, that doesn't do anything. I suggest not doing that because we don't need a bunch of useless mods, but if you just want to get a hang of the process, you can go ahead and do that, and that'll reserve a new mod ID for your mod, and then you can modify those files. You can change your configure and add stuff to your source and publish, build that and then publish that. Very important to actually build before you publish, and we'll go into that when I actually reset up my Gorge Race mod. So I think that's actually the next step is going to be, since I actually don't want this mod, I don't need this new mod, I'm just going to go back into my documents and delete it, and then reopen Launchpad, and now it's not on the list anymore. So now how do I get Gorge Race on this list? And most importantly, how do I make it so that it publishes to the right place? Well, first thing I want to do is you're going to have to create a new mod. This is just going to be the base, the mod location. I could select Gorge Race on my desktop. I'm going to actually put it in my projects folder and make a new one called Gorge Race. And name this mod Gorge Race. Hit create, and now basically this is my Gorge Race mod. It's again, empty. Doesn't have anything anywhere, but I do have my mod source files over here. I've actually already gone through the process to make sure it worked. So I do have my source files already ready to go. But basically, wherever you had set up before, if you had a source file set up before, you would just basically just be copying that stuff over. So I'm going to copy. Don't really want my sound directory, but I'm going to copy everything else into this new Gorge Race source. And I do want to replace everything. And I also want my special game setup that I had set up in previous videos. So, because I need that. I think there was a new line I had to add to this. Is this even right? Yeah, I'm going to need to actually add it again. I think I might have not added it. The game setup. Okay, I put it in the wrong place. I need this predict line in my game setup files. But it did add this new one, loading, Gorge Race loading. This should actually just be mod. I must not have saved it correctly, but I believe that's just mod load.lua. And we'll close that. Well, let's just make sure I save that in the right place. So that should be in source game setup. And close. Okay. This was not the right file. Just a second. This one. Okay. So I'll copy that over. And there we go. So now I have all that stuff set up. I need to go back up one more and make sure that this file, the mod settings file, is set up correctly. So you can see it is blank, it has no description. I can add that, I can change that in the configure, but basically, and most importantly, what I need is this publish ID. Now, if you know your publish ID, that's great. All you need to do is add this line, publish ID equals 823. Yeah, that's mine. And obviously only I can publish to this publish ID because it knows, Steam knows like who I am. So you can try and copy over Gorge Race with this publish ID, but it won't work for you. And oh yeah, I also need to make sure I copy over this preview image I have of Gorge Race so that my workshop gets updated correctly. And so if you don't know your, first of all, I'm just going to copy, because this has my description and everything, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy that into here. If you wanted to change your description, I suggest just using the configure button here. It should load automatically, but it will if I open it. So I'm going to switch over and then switch back and then configure. Yeah, see, now it's updated everything. But yeah, so how do you get your publish ID if you don't know what it is? Max showed me a little trick the other day about how to do this, and it's very important to get this ID for your mod if you don't already know it, and just because you don't want to have to make a new mod on the workshop and have people resubscribe to it. So we want to go to Steam Community Workshop, steamcommunity.com/workshop, and find Natural Selection 2, and find your mod. Mine's Gorge Race. And go ahead and click on it. And then you'll see an ID at the top here. Now, this is not the publish ID. This is a different number that Steam uses but you can actually find your publish ID from this number using calculator. So here's a basic calculator program from Windows, and if you set it to programmer mode and paste in that number and then switch to hex, you'll see that your actual publish ID number. So mine, as you can see, matches the number here, and that's basically how you find that out. And I did test it, and it did publish correctly. So as you can see, I did publish 25th about lunchtime today, and that worked out. So hopefully that won't be an issue for any of you guys. If it is, feel free to contact us. And also, if you have any questions about modding in general, I am open to people emailing me at brian@unknownworlds.com, and I'll answer anything I can about that, or at least forward it to the people that might know. But with that said, I think that's pretty much all you need to know about the new workshop: how to get your own files set up, how to find your ID, how to configure everything, and then lastly how to publish. And then if I hit publish here, there'll be a bit of a progress bar, and once that's done, it'll be up on the workshop. So that'll do it. Thanks for listening, and I hope I'll bring you a new video very soon. Alright, bye-bye.